Hi, today I'm just going to talk a little bit about something that came up the other day. Basically, I was stood watching my son play football, and a couple of people who the other parents were asking me questions regards that they suffer from lower back pain when they're stood still, and the main time was when they were stood watching their sons play football. It's a fairly common situation. Stood still in one place for a long time generally poses quite a problem for the lower back. The main reason is that it places stress on your posture. So if there's any weakness in that, then it comes to light, and normally the posture will give a little and extra stress is put on the surrounding joints and muscles to try and compensate. So let's take, for example, exactly this situation we'll talk about. If I come side on, now if I stand normally, then everything is good and strong. But if I'm stood in this position for a length of time, my muscles begin to fatigue. Now mainly we're talking here about the core muscles. So you've probably heard quite a lot about how the core muscles can help stabilize. Well, this is one of the major reasons, one of the times when this is more true than ever, where the core muscles here are fatiguing, or they haven't got the strength to start with. And what happens is that your hips will come forward slightly, and more stress is put on the lower back and the glute muscles and the joints of the lower back as well, to help you sit in that fixed position. So as I'm standing, my hips have come forward, and now I'm resting my weight on the joints of my lower back, and the tension is being held in my lower back muscles and my glute muscles. So therefore, because I'm not moving as well, I'm just stood in one place, the muscles stiffen, and as they stiffen, that's what produces the pain. So you feel the need to move, and you're fidgeting around to try and relieve that stiffness. So one of the things that you can do instantly to try and help prevent that is to try and fix yourself in a stronger position. So as you get into let's say for example, these parents, they turn up at the game. As they stand at the sideline, we're going to look at turning your pelvis posterior. So at the moment it would probably be a bit like this. We're going to turn it a bit more posterior and activate those core muscles. So from there, you get the awareness of the muscles firing up, and then you can hold that and try and hold that position. As well as doing that, if you picture having a hook coming out the top of your head and pulling you upright, those two things, activating these muscles here and pulling yourself upright, will put you in a very strong postural position. Now, obviously, the first time you try this, you'll probably forget about it in about a minute or two, and you'll probably go back to that kind of sway back posture where the hips come forward again. But over time, you keep reminding yourself, and if you're stood on the sideline or stood watching anything, or whatever the situation may be, and you start to feel that tension build up in the lower back, I'd say the first thing to do is just crouch down and relieve the tension. So it allows the muscles to extend a little bit and get a little stretch. So crouch down, I literally mean just come down to the ground like this, take a little bit of weight off of those muscles, and then come back up again. Therefore, you've just re-energized those muscles a little bit. So then get yourself back in that fixed position, rotate the pelvis, activate the core muscles, and lengthen the spine. And from that position, you should be able to hold yourself pain-free for longer periods, and you keep doing that day after day or week after week, and you will definitely build the strength up to naturally hold that position without having to think about it. So I hope that helps for those people that suffer from that problem. I know it's quite a common one, and once you know what to do, it's quite an easy fix. But ultimately, that is showing signs of weakness in the core there, or poor posture, that's putting excessive strain onto those lower back muscles and joints.